Shalom, shalom, Yashar Allah. We're going to start off first things first. Give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rahakadash, which in the Paleo Hebrew tongues, created Nazareth Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Grave Millstone. And shalom to you, sister brothers living this truth. And shalom to the brothers and sisters that's listening and studying, show themselves approved. Shalom. Now, we got a fresh new batch set of threats, which has been going on for a minute now. It's been going on for a minute. And what we keep hearing is what this is, what the scriptures call it is, we keep hearing rumors of a war. Now, they ain't did it yet, because this is like a proxy war. This ain't a real war. Russia versus Ukraine, that's not a real war. That's a proxy war. You know, a small war. I'm ready for NATO to kick in, the U.S. to kick in, China to kick in, North Korea to kick in. Then it's a world war. When other members get involved, then it's a world war. Right now, we just got two opponents that's taking shots at each other. And it seems like it was going to die down. And then, hey, Yabashah made the president of Ukraine come to the U.S. And, hey, you got another batch of threats because that's poking the bear. You know? So we just hearing rumors of war. Every time I open up, the first thing I do, Yashra, when I wake up, is open up my news feed to see what's going on. And I promise you, every time I open it up, the number one thing I see, the cover is always Putin said this, Zelensky said this, Ukraine doing this, Russia doing this. Like, it's always rumors of a war that I hear when I open up my news feed. Every single day now, ever since this thing done started. I want to say they, 10 months in? And see me, I'm ready for the big thing to start, which we got to be patient because the MOTB system has to roll out before World War III kicks off and climaxes. So you look for the MOTB to be rolled out, which is rolling out. It's going to roll out soon. They're already introducing the CBDCs. The chips, all the major players are getting in place, getting ready for their devices. You know, who going to sell this, sell that. You know, this company, that company. And at the same time, we got that rumor of a war that's just, you know, it ain't going nowhere. Shit, I got an article. It says, Kremlin warns of a long war after Biden offers more support on Zelensky's visit to U.S. So the U.S. is still giving billions of dollars to Ukraine. That's going to lead to an uproar of people over here in Babylon the Great, because I look over Babylon the Great, people are losing their homes. People becoming real, real poor. They need support. They need money. Where's the money going? It's going to Ukraine. Somebody ain't got nothing to do with your country. You know, when I look at it too, I think, man, Ukraine probably done got at least over $50 billion from the U.S. That money could have went and tackled the homeless situation. That could have tackled this food crisis that's coming up. You could have put that money to the military to protect your borders. So the people are seeing the mismanagement. And it's going to lead to more riots and protests and things of those nature, man. Esau's kingdom is crumbling because of the stupidity, the mismanagement, the greed. You know, it's all coming to a head. And I'm loving it. When I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, step it up. I'm getting tired of all this talk and speculation. Bomb on somebody, man. I'm ready to see some blood. That's what I want to see. You know, right now it's like watching two boxers and they just jabbing, you know. They just taking little fake jabs at each other and ain't doing no punches, man. And nobody want to watch that. We're going to start, you know, throwing tomatoes in a minute. Like, boo. I want to see a fight. I want to see Esau fight Esau. I want to see white on white crime. That's what I want to see. You know, they always talk about us and we shooting each other up. I'm ready for them to shoot each other up. They going to do it with missiles and air jets. I want to see them do it at a high clip. Edomite death. That's what I'm ready to see. It's like the East Coast, West Coast beef. Remember they talking about Biggie and Tupac? It's like Putin is Suge Knight and Joe Butthead like Diddy. take that and they over, you want to get down, you want to, run your own economy. You don't want to worry about, the president being all in your business. Come on over to the BRICS nations. It's the same thing, man. Straight political theater, man. They say all wars are banker wars, so this thing is looking like a show. I'm just ready for it to escalate and step it up. And it's funny. I'm ready to see Edomite on Edomite crime. So right now, we ready to say rumors of a war. I'm gonna read a little bit of this, because this dude done took his butt to the U.S., man. He begging for more money. Man, they done already sent you hella money. And we're gonna read this article and watch what it say. So check it out. It says, Kyiv and its Western allies are set for a long conversation with Russia following President Vladimir Zelensky's momentous visit to Washington. Moscow said as the war in Ukraine approaches 10 months. Yeah, I kind of figured it was 10 months. Russia's foreign ministry condemned what it called the monstrous crimes of the regime in Kyiv, as the U.S. President Joe Biden promised more military support to Ukraine during Zelensky's summit at the White House on Wednesday. So they about to get more money, more weapons, and that's poking the bear. Didn't he say don't do that? So, hey, Putin, they looking at you like a punk. You ain't gonna do nothing. So, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova said that no matter how much military support the West provides to the Ukrainian government, they will achieve nothing. Whew! You hear that? She said they will achieve nothing. That's firecracker money. You sending money over there to Ukraine. Ukraine can't beat Russia, man. Russia is fighting Ukraine with like 10% of their, of their military. Because Ukraine is small. So Russia, they over there playing with them, man. He over there playing with, he over there bullying Ukraine. And Ukraine, they president know, like I know, if you had any opportunity to win this, you're going to need NATO to kick in. You're going to need the U.S. to kick in. You can't beat Russia. Russia got one of the most strongest militaries in the world. That's why I've been hearing news in my news feed, the propaganda, talking about Russia losing the war. I'm like, yeah, right. They done annexed 4 of this dude's cities. What you talking about? They just taking their time because they don't want to destroy Ukraine. They want Ukraine to assimilate back into Russia. They want the economy to stay in place. They want the infrastructure to stay in place. So they just blow up key things to put them in submission, like their electrical grid, their water, things of that. But they don't want to destroy all the buildings, because if Russia wanted to, they could wipe Ukraine off the map with one Satan II missile. But that's not the plan. See, that's why people got to know what's going on and know the stakes. He just wants Ukraine to bow down to him. And Ukraine, the only reason they're able to stand up to Russia a little bit is because of the support they get from NATO and the U.S., which, when I say NATO, the U.S. is involved in NATO. They the head of NATO, the U.S. So that's the only reason they got a fighting chance, which really they still losing. That's why that woman said what she said. Any aid the U.S. sends to Ukraine is going to be all for nothing, because they cannot beat Russia. That's their big bear with a strong military. Man, Russia can go head to head with the U.S. if it wanted to. So just think about that. And now I'm hearing stuff in my news feed propaganda. Ukraine is winning the war. Man, word. They was doing so hot, they wouldn't need no money from, the U.S. and weaponry and all of that. So miss me with that. Ukraine getting their butt handed to them, and I'm going to just keep an eye on that to see if they're going to submit and bow the knee to Russia. And the U.S. does give Ukraine money because they have labs. All the politicians got all kind of companies investing in Ukraine. Ukraine washing the U.S.'s dirty money, so they don't want to lose that to Russia, man. It's all about that money for Esau. That's a whole country they use to rinse their dirty money. So we're seeing rumors of war, man. I heard the rumors every day, and it was prophesied to happen in the word. So check it out. Before we get to the scriptures, I want to bring something else up too to let you know. This is a straight rumor of a war. Look at this. Check this out, Yasharala. And call Halal Yahabashah Shah Bashan Rakadash 144, baby. So check it out. Russian military releases propaganda pop song fantasizing about its nukes wiping out NATO and the U.S. Man, they got songs. If that ain't a rumor, I don't know what is. Probably #1 song in Russia right now. Peep that. Let's just peep a little bit of it. They making songs about launching ICBM missiles, the arrows in the Bible. So you can't say the scriptures ain't alive and well.
Богатырь с электроникой сложной защитить свою родину рад. Мы в контейнер стальной осторожно опускаем наш грозный сармат. Дремлет комплекс командных приборов, ждет команды могучий заряд. Поразить неприятеля норы собирается русский сармат. Эх, Россия, матушка, в бой готов сарматушка. Верь нам с красным знаменем, бабушка. Эх, Россия, матушка, в бой.
Okay, that's enough for that. Just to show you that, man, they got pop songs about launching nukes. Come on, man. If there ain't a rumor of war, I don't know what is, man. They getting their people ready for nuclear warfare. Like who would ever thought? I never thought, I'd be seeing the stuff I'm seeing right now. Like Russia, man, they keep talking about it. In a minute, they gonna be about it. Somebody gonna eat a nuke. And that's just to kick it off. Because we know how it climaxes, all nukes will be launched. So without further ado, let's go to the scriptures. Because this is prophesied in our word to let us know where we at in prophecy. The mark is all blanked out. What the heck? Bear with me. You can see my let me reload it. There it go. Look at that, they try to blank out my scriptures. They don't want this word to go out. I had to reload it. So check it out. This is Mark 13:7. And where ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. And see, we know that, like I said earlier, the end ain't here yet. The MOTB has not been made mandatory yet. It ain't even rolled out, it ain't on the market just yet, but it will be soon. They're already talking about it. So that's when we know the end is here, when the MOTB is made mandatory. Because once it's made mandatory, then World War III gonna kick off. So you gotta be patient on that. That's what we say. You hear of wars and rumors of wars. But the end is not yet. Why is the end not yet? The MOTB has not been made mandatory, but they're prepping for it. That situation we went through, the 19 situation, that was to prep us for the MOTB system, which is, it's about to be set up. If not this year, I know for sure, most likely next year. This devil saying he behind the clock. He got to set it up quickly. So it has been, advertised. It's been propped up. But that's when the end gonna come. And then what's gonna cap off the end is gonna be World War III. So let's go to Mark 13:8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there should be earthquakes in diverse places, and there should be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. See, I pulled it up in Matthew. I want to say, what was that? Yesterday. It's sitting there twice, man. It's sitting there in Mark. Same thing. When World War III kicks off and war really escalates, it's going to lead to famine. It's going to lead to pestilences. The pestilences might kick off World War III, man. You saw spreading out diseases, man. Viruses. They buying them. And they just spreading them. Because they trying to create all kind of instability. And it said, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And you look at Russia and Ukraine, those are two different kingdoms that's fighting. And then you got Ukraine hollering to another kingdom for help on fighting that battle, and they all gonna clash. China has big time allies. The U.S. is allied with NATO. Those entities are gonna go head up. They're gonna bang. It's gonna be BRICS nations versus the NATO nations. That's about to happen, man. Right now, we're in the rumor of it, but all it takes is one missile. One missile, one strike, especially a nuke. That's why I want to see somebody, a Edomite country, get nuked real quick. And there it go. There it go. It's going to be kicked off and started. And we're going to be full-fledged World War III. But the MOTB system has to be established. It has to be made mandatory. That's why they're rushing at CBDC so they can hear them get that thing rolled out. That way they can tag their people and know where you at all times. The ones that's left. Because it's about to be a kill sequence. Man, y'all about to start some great judgment in a minute. They ain't going to try to tag everybody in the MOTB system. They just want to do, a select few. That's going to bow down to them. When the purge laws start, that's going to knock numbers down. It said nation against nation, man. When this thing pop off, man, they say Esau showing his horns. He's showing he want to get at Jake. So when the Constitution gets suspended and you can do whatever you want to do, lawlessness, expect a lot of Edomites to be hunting down Jake. Expect that. They're going to look for their opportunity to go ahead and knock Jake off and not to suffer no consequences. But nonetheless, you got Esau fighting Esau, man. You got European Edomites versus American Edomites. And they're about to bang real hard. So let's go to Matthew 12:26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And that's happening right now, man. Like I said, you got Russian Edomites versus American Edomites. And I noticed they fighting so hard and intensely, stalemates talking noise to each other. That's like they dang near forgetting about Jake. But I really want to think about it. They so worried about attacking each other, and you bring your warships over here. Oh, but you took this from my country, and I'm about to bring some planes over there that like Jake about to slip through the cracks, man. If Jake got that protection from you, how about y'all? I can see how we gonna make it through this. Because they're fighting each other. They about to fight each other, man. They worried about taking land and blowing up each other's resources. Like Jake started to be a forgotten thing in the midst of all this drama. That's how I can see how Jake can get away. Because Esau, he's mad at himself. They mad at each other. They like, I didn't get a bigger piece of the pie. You ate all the pie. You the one did all this. They're like, well, nah, you did that. And they bickering and fighting. I said they arguing with each other right now. I'm ready for them to start banging with each other, start fighting with each other, which is going to happen because it's been prophesied to happen. Let's go to Mark 3:26. Salakia. Let's go to, I said it right. Mark 3:26. How did I do that? Here we go. And it says, if Satan rises up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but at the end. We at the end of Esau's rulership, man. We at the end of Esau. And like a good part, how's Esau ended? Because he's rising up against himself. Edomites back in the day didn't fight each other, man. They was all on one accord. Man, the Edomite could hate another Edomite, but they'll come together to, destroy a Jake or to discredit a Jake. Now I notice that ain't the case no more. You can see it, man. These Edomites at my job, the Edomites fight with each other, man. They bang. And it's because they're all frustrated and they feel guilty because they're about to lose their kingdom. So now you see a bunch of finger pointing. Like, well, you did this, you did that. Well, you did this and you did that. And in a minute, they're going to just start banging on each other. All we got to do is set back some popcorn and watch these devils bloody each other up. Yasharala. Like, let them murk each other, man. Like I said, they fighting a lot lately. I didn't see that a lot coming up, man. Edomites didn't fight each other like that. Now they like, and they banging on each other now. And I know why. Because their kingdom is destroyed. And they know it. And they gonna fight each other. Because they gonna blame each other. And it's funny. My thing is, where I'm at, is that I'm like, man, quit talking about it and be about it, man. Go ahead and bang it out, man. You know what he done did, do it. I'm ready to see Esau mess each other up. That's going to bring me great happiness to see something like that. Like, yes, now y'all fighting. And see how Yahweh, he's lifting the curses off of us and putting them on Esau. Now Esau's eye is evil towards his brother, and they can't get along, and they banging. You look at the hopeful elect, you know, his brothers in this truth, we get along real good. You know, we together, man. We singing this song. We on the highway in Hedges, and we building our relationship up. Like Jake's starting to really patch up and like know how to work with your brother. And then you look on the other side, Esau, who used to have that ability, and now they about to, you know, they plotting to take each other out. So that's great news, man. Very biblical, very significant. Especially it lets us know we at the end, man, to see Esau fighting Esau. They didn't used to do that back then. Now it's like at a high clip. I'm hearing about it at other jobs, what Esau is doing, and I'm loving it, man. Yabashai's going hard. Now, in the meantime, I'm gonna pull this, cause this really applied to me too. Cause I gotta be patient, cause I'm ready for this thing to pop off. You know, I'm like, quit talking and do it. And the suspense, what they say, the suspense is killing me. You know, but I gotta be patient, man. Let Yabashai work his magic. So this is James 5:8. Be ye also patient. Establish your hearts, get your mind right. For the coming of the Lord draweth nigh, and it's real nigh, man. The MOTB is about to roll out anytime soon. It look like it could roll out this year. It really look like they could roll it out this year. You know, I'm just speaking as a man on that. You know, only Yabashai know when he gonna make Esau roll it out, but I'm just saying they got everything in place. The CBDC is in place. So if this devil move like he's supposed to move, it should be set up either this year or next year. The MOTB. Not to my Akbayan, he like thinking like how I'm thinking, like, yeah. It's looking like maybe, you know, this year. What's that? 2023, they're gonna roll it out. We'll see. But I'm ready for it to roll out, man. I'm ready for Jacob's trouble. I'm ready for World War III to pop off. But see, I gotta be patient. And with this time, I need to make sure that my heart, my mind is established in this gospel, and I'm rooted and grounded in it. That's what I need to be doing. Because like what the scriptures say, the Lord draweth nigh. Nigh mean close, you know? So Yahushua is real close to coming back. So all we gotta do is endure, hold out, be strong, and follow the scriptures is what we gotta do. So with that being said, I hope this has been edifying. I want to say Kwam Yashar Allah, Detail Bababal, Shalom.